There we go. Alright, so what up, y'all? Still no video type format for the way I'm doing this shit. I was supposed to where my camera go? Gotta find where the camera at so I can look at y'all ass the right way. I don't edit these. Yeah, I won't edit these. Alright, so the camera right there. Alright, so still no format to how I'm doing these. But as you can see in the title, I'm telling y'all what it really means to be quote unquote woke or quote unquote spiritual. Now the reason why I'm putting it in quotes is a lot of the time when people use the word woke, they use it in like the wrong light. You feel me? Like for people who not conscious, and being conscious is what it means to be quote unquote woke. For a lot of people who not conscious and they still on low vibrations and shit, they use the term woke and they look at it like they compare that shit to the same thing as like conspiracy theorists, and it's not really the same thing. When you're quote unquote woke, which is conscious, I'm gonna start saying conscious soon only. Like I'm only using the quote unquote woke word because that's a lot of y'all know it as. I'm gonna just start off by what it means to be quote unquote woke. What that means is you basically quote unquote like wake up from the programming that you've been succumbed to your entire life, and you start to see the world for what it really is. Now, what do I mean by this programming? I don't mean programming like literally, or like you feel me, like a robot, like you feel me. Even though that's like kind of what it is. That's why people who are still programmed and they're not quote unquote woke, they're called bots. Now, what this programming is all right. So when you're a baby, when you're first born, imagine you didn't have any TV, you didn't have any school, you didn't have any like nothing. You were just a baby. You didn't even learn English. You feel me? You go your entire life living out your path the way you want to live it. You feel me? You probably just be you in your head. You good with yourself. You feel me? You love yourself. You eat. You do what it takes to survive. And if you learn, let's just say you learn English, you talk to people and shit. You feel me? Now the programming starts with school. It starts with television. It starts with the news. And I'm not like, what it is they feed you these certain narratives in your head. Like I'm gonna start off with the school thing. With school, they teach you the shit that they want to teach you. Some schools don't always do this. Some schools will actually go out their way to teach you history the right way. But it's the fact, it's how they program you. Like, you gotta sit in the class with all these same people. You gotta be quiet until you told to speak. And granted, you would think that's a good way to learn, but I'm gonna get into that later. You gotta raise your hand to speak. You walk in single file lines. You feel me? You wearing the same clothes as everybody else around you. Now, what does this sound like? It sounds like you're getting used to the system of school, the system of being in this group of all these people doing the exact same thing as them. Now, what is that similar to? The working world. In the working world, what are you doing? You're wearing the same uniform at work. You're talking when you're supposed to talk at work. You gotta eat at a certain time. You gotta do this at a certain time. It's They want you to work how they want you to work, and that's how they prepping you in school. You feel me? It's like they program your mind to not be curious and not be outgoing, but instead to fall in line. You feel what I'm trying to say? Feel what I'm trying to say? So that's how school does programming to you. And I could go deeper into it, but I'm gonna probably make a whole other video on programming by itself. Let's get on to this TV programming. Now, really, in TV, a lot of TV shows will tell you that like the real way life is supposed to be. They'll tell it to you right in your face. Like they'll tell you the little common shit like believe in yourself. They'll tell you be careful what you wish for. That has to do with karma and the energies that you put out into the world coming back to you. They tell you what else they tell you? You feel me? Like those generic like cliche tropes that they always say in TV shows, like you feel me? Just be who you are, like all that type of shit. That's the real way you're supposed to be. You get like the real programming, and I'm kind of all over the place because, like I said, I don't have a structure to these. You kind of just gotta like kind of keep up. The real programming comes from the phones and seeing the shit on the internet, and that's why I say this. When people, you always looking at your phone, what are you indulging yourself in? What are you investing your time and your brain power in? Other people's life. You feel me? The life other people are living. It's more so like Instagram, and I'm gonna touch on the news after this. And this kind of like an introduction into like I'm talking about a lot of programming right now and not a lot of woke, like quote unquote woke talk, but you got to understand this because this is the part about being asleep, the programming. So you looking at your phones and shit, and your phone is the Instagram and the social media is made for you to hate yourself, bro. Like it's literally made for you to not be in tune with yourself. They want you to see everything they're showing you. and they want you to act accordingly to how they think you're gonna respond to that. Like when you see Gucci Mane with all this Gucci on, right? They want you to spend your money on Gucci instead of investing in yourself and doing what your heart truly desires, chasing your own dream. They want you to do what the celebrities got you doing out here. You feel me? And it sounds like stupid. It's like when I say they, I'm talking about the people who run the Matrix. Like the Matrix is basically the everlasting cycle of people like on this planet, like living their life, doing like I'm saying, like working in this working class that they want you to work, not what you want to do for yourself. You're working at what they tell you could work. Like, yeah, you want to get a good job in school. Like, you want to go to school and get a good job. Like, some of your dreams might have to do with school. If your dream has to do with school, I'm not talking to you. Like, if your dream you have to go. If your dream is to be a doctor and you got to go to school to get it, go get it, bro, for real. But I'm talking about people who actually want their own dreams from up young, and they can't go pursue it because people's parents have been brainwashed, and the news is brainwashing, and these schools are brainwashing, and they telling us to stay in school and get a job out of college. You feel me? That's not really the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to pursue whatever you want to pursue. That's how life would be if we didn't have, you feel me, this matrix. And like I said, I'm bouncing all over the place, but the programming for like looking at social media, they want you to live like them. They don't want you to pursue your own dreams. You feel me? That's a part of being asleep. Like, and if you want to like take what I'm saying and say it's some bullshit, like people who are in the matrix, this video not for you. Then this video is only for people who willing to accept knowledge, willing to accept insight from different people. Because all this shit I'm telling you, this is shit that all came to me when I had a spiritual awakening. I didn't research none of this. Like, I started watching like other like spiritual YouTubers and shit like after I was already getting all the information from within. Like, you gonna start seeing all this once you have a spiritual awakening. I'm just here to because not everybody's gonna have one on their own. Like, that's like a video for a different day. While some people have it on their own, and some people gotta get like brought into it. Not everybody gonna have one on their own. A lot of people is really meant to stay like programmed, and that's not a bad thing. Like, that's just what a lot of people meant to do. Like, not everybody is meant to break free and see what's really the world is really is like that it is what it is. You feel me? Not everybody meant for that. But now I'm gonna get into the aspect. That's just what programming is. Like, I've been explaining that programming is basically when your brain is being fed a certain type of like rhetoric, if that's the right word. I feel like that's not the right word. I don't give a fuck right now. Your brain is being fed this shit that they want to feed it, so you operate how they expect you to operate. That's why the world continues to work how it does. It's a matrix. It's a cycle, because they're controlling the cycle, and you're a part of it. When you work them jobs, they want you to work. Now, like I said, if you go into school and you doing what your dream is, then it's not for you. This video is not for you. You feel me? But now I can it's thunderstorming outside right now. It's supposed to be like a tornado or some shit. But I can get on what it means to actually be quote unquote woke. And I'm only using the word conscious from here on out. Cause I'm gonna say conscious because for people who actually are conscious, you'll understand what I'm saying. And for the people who are not conscious, you should. I done already said woke and conscious together too many times. Now, what it means to be conscious is to wake up and realize that the world is what it is. Now, you can have this by you can become quote unquote. I'm not gonna say quote unquote. I said I'm only saying you can become conscious by many different means. You can either have an ego death, like a spiritual awakening. That is basically when everything you've been programmed like to believe is completely crushed in your mind. Like, you have a new, it's like you reborn. Like, you realize that you've been programmed. Like, you can actually pick apart, like, whoa, I was being fed. Like, I'm actually starting to see like why I never like, me personally, my experience, I never fucked with school. Like, I always knew like I'm gonna be rich anyway. This, like, I know I got what it takes within me to be rich. This school shit is some bullshit. To me it was bullshit, because I knew my path, the way my mind was set up. I knew I could go get whatever I wanted. You feel me? And that's another video for another day too. Like, I got some heat, man. Like, I got some heat, man. I ain't gonna cap. I got some heat. Some videos I'm gonna be having for y'all ass. But where was I at? Yeah, like being conscious and realizing that you've been programmed. I realized I was programmed like during school. Like, I've been kind of conscious since I was real young. Like, a lot of people like that. Like, I'm gonna make a video like that too. You've been feeling different ever since you were younger? Yeah, I'm making that video too. That's for you. If you feel like that, the video gonna be for you. Alright, we 9 minutes 45 seconds in. But basically, it's like it's just an awareness. Like, that's just basically becoming conscious. Like, you're in tune with yourself. When you woke, quote unquote woke, that's when you realize you've been programmed. Being conscious is when you get in tune with yourself. I should have broke that down, but I didn't explain it that good. Cause like I don't got no formula for this video. When you become fully conscious, that's when you realize you get in tune with the soul that's in here. Because the programming, that's your ego. Your programming, that's your ego. When you have an ego death, that's when that dies and you become conscious. You become in tune with yourself. That's your soul. And I was talking about the means why how you can become conscious. So an ego death is one of them. Another means is by somebody explaining the knowledge to you. But you got to actually believe it. Because everything is in here and in here. Your soul and in your mind. Your brain is the part that has to do with your ego. So you gotta know how to work your brain to be able to get rid of your ego. But not get rid of it all the way, but be able to realize that your ego is something that's been created on this earth. Like when you die, your brain is gonna die with this body. So your ego is dead. Like this personality that you think you got, it's over with. It's gone. But your soul, you gotta learn how to get in touch with your soul. You're conscious. You're a conscious, like you're conscious inside of this physical experience that you're having. Like, I don't know really, like whether or not you believe in the Bible or you believe in science or not, you're still you're a conscious, like you're a conscious spirit having a physical experience. That's all it is. Like that's why you want to be able to get in tune with your soul and learn how to get out of tune with your ego. Your ego is in your brain. Your brain is a physical part of this body that's gonna be still stuck on this earth when you die. But if you're not in tune with your soul, with your conscious, you're done. Like you're gonna be coming back to this matrix over and over again. And like I said, you don't have to like believe me, because that is just what it is. Like I say, if you're not willing to accept the knowledge, then I don't know what to tell you. Like you're gonna be stuck. And it's not a bad thing necessarily, but the goal is to get off this earth, because earth is hell. Heaven is the spiritual realm. Earth is hell. Why do you think all the shit they talk about in the Bible has to do with like storms and people dying and like all this bad? It's happening on earth right now. And it cycles again, like pandemics, like fucking global catastrophes and shit, wars. It always cycles. You ever notice that? It's like a never-ending hell for each generation. Hell is on earth. When you ascend to the spiritual realm, that's heaven. You feel me? And if you believe in Christ and the Bible, then your heaven will be with God, or like, you feel me? It's the same concept. There is no such thing as hell though. It's no such thing as hell. Hell is earth. That's what I can tell you for sure right now. And I'm kind of just like giving y'all like wild knowledge. I'm kind of just like talking like randomly, but hope like I feel like I kind of gave you enough. You feel me? Enough of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a foundation in the beginning of the video, so y'all should be able to keep up. Even if you're not conscious, you should be able to keep up with what I'm trying to tell you. Especially because a lot of y'all know about the Bible and shit, so y'all should really understand what I was just talking about, that last piece. But yeah, being conscious, being quote unquote woke, it's just being aware of all the things I'm telling you. This is kind of like a icebreaker video. I didn't go deep into anything. Feel me? 13 minutes in. I don't want to make this video too long. Yeah, just like, and plus, like I say, like, there's no format to this shit. I'm not like I'm a real spiritual, quote unquote spiritual. I don't like the term spiritual because everybody is spiritual. Really, it's just when you become aware of the fact that you're spiritual. You feel me? That's really all it is. That's what being woke is. Being aware of the fact that you're a spiritual being, having a physical experience. So I'm gonna bring more videos going in depth on certain shit, like specifics on like a lot of things that I touched on. Like I'm doing world building right now, doing world building for the channel. But y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Well, y'all don't got to, you feel me? I'm just spreading knowledge. Like, I ain't doing this shit for the clout, but yeah, bro. Trying to think if there's any last things I want to say. Now, I think I didn't sum it up super good. Like I told you, I don't do research on this type of shit. Like I've been doing it recently, but like not like super a lot of research. Like shout out Von 2 Cut. Von 2 Cut do a lot of research. I love his channel. Like he be giving me straight knowledge, but he give you knowledge on like the world and like history and how shit really came to be. I'm just kind of like trying to let y'all. I'm kind of giving y'all my insight of how you like what it really means to be conscious. You feel me? I'm gonna be able to go deeper into that shit where like I'm gonna start doing my own research and shit. Like I've been conscious for like a year now, year and a half, not two, like a year and a half, some shit like that. I'm not even fully taking care of myself like I should be. This is purely like it's probably because I've been at such a high vibration since I was younger. You feel me? So I don't do necessarily all the steps like like the eating right, all that shit. And I'm still able to maintain my high vibration. But shit, like that's it, y'all. I guess I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. There we go.